Hi everyone, my name is Julia and I'm part of this group presenting today for our Artificial Intelligence and Big Data in a Business module. For this specific project, our group decided to explore a question that feels very relevant in today's words. Can AI really transform the way athletes perform? To answer these questions, we focus on our research on an app called QuadraScan AI, developed by a company called FitMatch, which describes itself as the world's leading AI body platform. We chose this app because we felt it was a really interesting and modern example of how artificial intelligence is being used beyond that most people would expect. I will be getting us started today, and the rest of the group will be talking through the remaining sections. So let's get into it. Throughout this presentation, we're going to be covering the following: industry context and introduction, project focus and research approach, app analysis and competitive positioning, finding and limitation, strategic recommendations, and last but not least, conclusion and reflection. So, what exactly is QuadraScan? QuadraScan is an AI power app that uses any standard iPhone to generate a full three-body avatar in just 3 seconds. There's no need for any specialist or gene equipment. Once the scan is complete, the app delivers an accurate body measurement and detailed compositions, which goes straight from your mobile device. He also allowed athletes and coaches to track body compositions change and then physical transformations over time, using both visual and numerical data to validate results. Also, QuadraScans identifies physical asymmetries and imbalances, help to prevent any potential injuries before they become serious problems. And what makes it stands out is that it's not built for just one sector. It's designed for use across sports, coaching, healthcare, and retail, making it truly flexible too for professions across all industries. So, why does quadrascans actually really matters in sports? As a group, we came up with four main reasons. The first one is performance tracking. The app gives coaches real, measurable body data throughout the whole training process. So instead of just guessing, they can actually see the progress an athlete is making with accurate numbers and visuals. The second one is injury detections. QuadraScan can spot physical imbalances in the body at a very early stage, which means coaching staff and medical teams can deal with a problem before it turns into something more serious that can later on causes effects in their performance. The third is athlete development. Every single athlete gets their own 3D body profile, which means their training and nutrition plans can be especially around them. The kind of individual approach used to be only available to those ones who have enough money. However, career scans make it accessible for everyone. And the fourth one is data driven decision making. Rather than just relying on gut feelings, coaches and performance staff can now base their decisions on solid objectives and data. And that makes the whole process far more reliable and confident.
Hi everyone, I'm Amita. Before we begin with our analysis, it was very important for us to first establish what we needed to understand from this project and how we should approach the research process. Rather than approaching as a simple app review, we framed our project in understanding whether QuadraScan AI delivers a meaningful value in a real sports context. This meant moving beyond functionality and focusing on three key dimensions: the quality of user experience, how different stakeholders interpret and trust the outputs, and whether the app can realistically support performance-related decisions. So the project was designed not to just observe technology, but to also critically assess practical relevance and impact. To do this effectively, we adopted a qualitative experience-driven approach as our focus was on perception, usability, and real-world application, rather than just being purely based on technical accuracy. We combined three methods to build a more complete evaluation. First, we engaged with active participants to understand how the app is experienced. Second, we gathered professional perspectives from different coaches to assess its potential in a more structured training environment. And finally, we tested the app directly, which allowed us to observe not just how the app works, but also where the gaps exist between its intended functionality and actual usability.
Hi, my name is Mariam, and building on the earlier evaluation, QuadraScan was analyzed not only as a body scanning application but also as a digital platform within the wider fitness and technology industry. QuadraScan is an AI-powered mobile body scanning platform that creates the digital body measurements and 3D visualizations using scanned and uploaded photographs. The platform combines fitness tracking, body composition analysis, and digital sizing into one mobile experience, and one of its main strengths is accessibility. Unlike traditional body scanning systems that require specialist equipment, the app allows users to generate detailed reports directly through mobile technology. During testing, the platform produced professional visual outputs, including body measurements, body composition estimates, and realistic 3D avatars, reinforcing its potential as a scalable digital body analysis platform. So, after testing the application, the generated scan reports were analyzed to better understand how the platform performs in practice. The reports produced a wide range of full body measurements, including BMI, lean mass, waist ratio, and circumference data. The app has also generated 3D body visualizations, which help users better understand body composition and shape analysis visually. From a business perspective, the platform demonstrated strong scalability potential due to its mobile-first structure and its efficient scanning process. Potential opportunities were also identified within both fitness and retail environments, particularly through digital sizing, performance tracking, and personalized body analysis. Overall, the reports appeared professional, detailed, and data-driven, which contributed positively to overall user perception. We've also evaluated QuadraScan within the wider AI body scanning market to better understand how it compares with existing competitors. Compared with platforms such as Me360, Fit3D, and 3D Look, QuadraScan differentiates itself through its mobile accessibility and ability to combine both fitness and digital sizing applications. Competitors such as Fit3D compete strongly through perceived accuracy and established industry trust, while 3D Look has developed a strong positioning within an enterprise retail integration. During testing, we've also observed that QuadraScan current B2B structure sometimes limited access to full athlete measurements outputs during demonstrations. While this occasionally made presentation to participants more challenging, it also reinforced the platform's enterprise-focused positioning and controlled data management approach. Overall, QuadraScan remains well-positioned within a growing market where accessibility, scalability, and user trust continues to play an important role. And lastly, we've conducted a SWOT analysis to evaluate QuadraScan's broader strategic position within the AI scanning industry. The platform has demonstrated several strengths, including mobile accessibility, detailed visual reporting, and strong integration and potential across fitness and digital industries. However, testing has also identified some limitations. In certain cases, some measurements appeared inconsistent, and there was some limited transparency surrounding how certain AI-generated calculations were produced. Additionally, the B2B structure restricted visibility of some athlete data during demonstrations, which occasionally made user-facing explanations more difficult. Despite these limitations, strong opportunities for future growth were identified, and particularly within the AI technology, digital retail integration, and potential expansion into wider consumer-facing markets. Overall, QuadraScan demonstrates a strong innovation potentially within the evolving AI body scanning market, especially as demand for accessible and scalable digital body analysis technology continues to grow.
It's important to be transparent about what this research can and can't tell us. 9 participants from the same class cohort is a small, fairly similar group, so we can't really generalize the findings too widely. We also couldn't get access to competitive athletes who are actually the target users, which is a gap. And there wasn't enough time to test the long-term tracking side of the app, which is honestly where a lot of its value lies. So, these findings point us into a direction, but they are a starting point, not a final answer. Now, for the app limitations, the app does have some real limitations that are worth being upfront about. First, not being able to see your results straight away felt outdated, especially compared to something like a Whoop or Garmin, where feedback is instant. Some reports had missing values, which naturally made people question the data. A lot of the metrics had no explanation, and if you don't understand what you're looking at, you just switch off. And the scan itself was quite sensitive to things like clothing and how you stood, which makes tracking changes over time a lot harder. Now, looking at how people actually responded to the technology, athletes generally found the scan straightforward and the reports looked the part, which helped build that initial trust. But some were really skeptical about how much you can really tell from only 4 photos, which is fair when you consider that more established methods like DEXA scans have a much longer track record. Coaches could see the appeal, especially around catching physical imbalances before they turn into injuries, but they were honest. It needs to be reliable every time and fit into how they already work. The interest was there, but the full buy-in wasn't.
Hi everyone, my name is Zara. While our findings showed strong technical potential within QuadraScan AI, they also highlighted several barriers to adoption. I will now be discussing the strategic recommendations we developed to respond to these findings. According to AI and business theory, technologies like QuadraScan AI create value through automation, data-driven insights, and decision support. These systems are designed to improve efficiency, provide more accurate information, and support better decision-making within sports performance environments. However, our findings show that adoption is not driven by technology alone. Users also need to trust the accuracy of the data and feel confident that the system is reliable and easy to use. If the platform is too complex or unclear, users may struggle to fully engage with it. This demonstrates that there is currently a gap between the app's technical capabilities and its practical use in real-world environments. Therefore, both technological performance and user experience are equally important for successful AI adoption. To improve value, the application must first strengthen trust in its data. Decision support technologies are only effective when users believe the information provided is accurate and credible. One recommendation would be to validate AI-generated results against manual assessments and include confidence levels to improve transparency. In addition, improving user experience is essential for increasing engagement and usability. Simplifying technical results into clear insights and adding visual dashboards for coaches could make the platform easier to understand and more practical to use. Improved onboarding and guidance will also help new users feel more confident when using the application. Finally, the platform should focus on continuous engagement by providing personalized feedback and actionable recommendations. This would encourage long-term interaction rather than the application being used as but only one-time measurement tool. From a strategic perspective, adoption depends on how effectively the product delivers value within the market. The application should be positioned not only as a measurement tool, but as a complete performance and injury prevention solutions that support athlete development. Pricing strategies should also reduce barriers to entry. For example, a freemium model or trial access could encourage more users to test the platform before committing financially. In terms of place, the company should focus on sports academies and semi-professional teams, where data-driven decision-making is already valued and more widely accepted. Most importantly, promotion should focus on evidence-based marketing through case study, testimonials, and real performance results because our findings shows that credibility and trust are key factors influence adoption. Overall, the research demonstrates that successful AI adoption depends not only on advanced technology, but also on trust, usability, engagement, and strategic positioning within the market.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I will now be presenting the conclusion of our research project on QuadraScan AI and its role within sports performance analysis.
Overall, our research demonstrates that QuadraScan AI has a strong potential as an AI-driven sports performance analysis platform. Throughout the project, we explored how the application could be used within sports environments, particularly in areas such as athlete monitors, performance tracking, and data-driven decision-making. As shown throughout the presentation, the app was able to generate detailed and professional body analysis reports by using mobile image scanning technology without the need for specific hardware or any equipment needed. This highlights one of the platform's key strengths, which is accessibility. By simplifying body scanning and performance analysis into a mobile-first experience, the technology creates opportunities for wider use across sporting environments. In addition, our findings suggested that AI-driven insights could help support more objective performance evaluation, allowing coaches and athletes to make more informed decisions based on measurable data. Overall, the platform demonstrates clear potential within elite of highlights data-driven sports settings, where performance insights play a greater role in athletes' development and long-term tracking. However, our findings also showed that advanced technology outputs alone are not enough for guaranteed adoption. Trust, transparency, and credibility remain major factors influencing how users perceive the technology and its results.
This was especially important within sports environment where coaches and athletes require reliable and understandable performance data before fully integrating AI tools into decision-making process. Therefore, while AI improves performance analysis, human judgment and usability still remains equally important. In conclusion, QuadraScan AI demonstrates the growing future potential of artificial intelligence within the sports industry and sports technology. The platform shows how AI can support faster analysis, personalized insights, and more data-driven approaches to athletes' development. However, the future sports of AI in sports will not depend only on collecting data, but on transforming the data into trusted, actionable insights. Overall, our research suggests that AI has the potential to reshape sports performance analysis, while trust, usability, and credibility will remain essential for long-term adoptions. Thank you for listening to our group presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Now heading towards our references. Thank you.
Using the gaze reflective cycle, I'm going to talk about my experience in artificial intelligence and big data. We were a group of 6, and then we were tasked a group presentation in an app called QuadraScan, which is an app made by FitMatch. The app was mainly in the sports industry, healthcare, and also can be used in some retails. As a group, we handled a few meetings, and then we decided what each one was going to do, what were the best on each area. We also help each other to do the scripts, the writing, and then examine cadre scan, and also why they matters in sports, and then how they work and how to scan people. When it comes to my feelings, at the beginning of the project, I felt a bit uncertain about what we had to do, as I didn't understand what the other party was asking from us. After several meetings, we understood a little bit that we had to scan people, we had to analyze how the app worked. That made me feel a little bit okay with the situation of the app and how the project was going. There was also a few times we disagreed on things, but because we were very good at communication, we did our best to accommodate each other in the best way. When it comes to evaluation, our communication was consistent. We had some WhatsApp groups, and no one felt isolated at all. We knew exactly what's happening. All the emails has been forwarded to us and to our lecturer. We also had Andrina helping us throughout the project, answering our questions and making sure everything was just going according to plan. Analysis, reflecting on the experiences we we had some disagreement, but I think the disagreements just push us to think more critically. Reconsidered some things we thought was right, but then was wrong. Then we decided to do in the other way round. And then the most important thing is we did our best to understand how AI works and how it's applying a real world sports, which kind of help us understand a little bit more, and then make decisions according to what the project was asking us to do. Conclusion, I think if we have started the project a little bit earlier, I think we would have delivered better project than we had to. I think if we had more time to understand more what the app could do, then we could have dive into a deeper, more understanding and acknowledgement of the app. Um, on my personal note, I also recognize that I could have been more proactive about sharing my thoughts, and sometimes I'm waiting for other people to just like come up with a few things, and then later on I would give my opinion about it. I think if it comes to a point that I have to do another project presentation, I would have made myself starting a bit earlier and then rehearse more, because I think I'm very shy talking when I'm in the camera, but I would admit that being more confident or maybe a little bit more vocal and contribute would make the process a bit easier for everyone and better outcomes for the group in general. Thank you.